Hi, I'm Beatty Carmichael, President of Success Products, and on this edition of GrowthPro TV, I want to teach you how to answer that dreaded question, what's this all about, when you're trying to set an appointment on the telephone call. And by the way, if you're looking for more great training or automated tools to build your business, visit our website at growthpro.com and see what we have to offer. But for now, let's talk about how do you handle that question. So here's a scenario. I've got a lead on the phone. I either found a lead or I bought a lead. I'm on the phone and I'm calling them up and I'm trying to set an appointment to show them my business presentation, and they ask the dreaded question, what's this all about? Now the reason I call this the dreaded question is I could never handle that question myself. I remember every time that question would come up, what happens? Well, I'd give them an answer, right? I'd give them an answer where I describe some of the things of what we do. So what does that answer do? It prompts them to ask another question. And then I give another answer. So what do? They ask another question. And then I give another answer. And they ask another question. You know the end result of that? It's called crash, spiral down, crash and burn. They always follow their script to a T. At the end they say, well, gee, you know, I just don't think this thing's for me, but thanks anyway. And I lost another prospect. Has this ever happened to you? Do you know what's going on and do you know how to solve it? Well, I'm going to teach you in the next couple minutes exactly what to do. Here's what's happening. Your prospect has a question. Now, contrary to what a lot of us have been taught, we have to answer their questions. You know, sometimes well-meaning upline leaders and friends say, when they ask you a question, just say, I can't answer that right now, but when we get together, I'll answer all your questions. That doesn't cut it. Think about you. If you were to ask me a question, and I say, I'm not going to answer that right now, but when you get together with me, then I'll answer all your questions. If you ask another question, I say, I'm not going to answer that right now. We have to first set an appointment, and then I'll answer all your questions. Does that make you happy, or does that make you upset? Sounds like I'm trying to hide something, doesn't it? So we have to be able to answer their question that they ask, but we need to answer in such a way that they don't keep asking more questions, because whoever asks the question is the one who's in control. And if we're going to build our business right, you and I have to stay in control in the conversation. So that means we have to learn how to answer the question and stay in control. So here is the answer to give. Notice that this answer is going to give a broad answer and then bring it into a question, regaining control. So John asks, well, Betty, what's this all about? My reply, well, John, have you ever noticed that anytime you turn on the TV or open up the newspaper or flip on the radio, you can't help but to hear something about blank? And that blank is whatever you do. You can't help but to hear something about the obesity problem in our nation and what people are trying to do to solve it. You can't help but to hear something about the aging baby boomer population, how their bodies are breaking down and they're looking for anything that can get them back to the vitality of youth they used to have. Or you can't help but to hear something about the healthcare crisis and the spiraling rates of healthcare and how most people don't have it anymore. Does that ring a bell, John? You know what John's going to say? Well, yeah. He's going to agree with you. And your reply back is, well, basically, John, we figured out how to solve that problem, how to help people do that, and we make a lot of money at the same time. Now, it's hard to explain by telephone. That's really not the purpose of my call right now. Really, John, what I was calling about is to see if this held enough interest, if this sounded interesting enough, that you'd like me to carve out some time for my schedule, probably 35, 45 minutes one day, so the two of us can get together and just go over some details and see if there's a possible fit. Again, I can't make any promises, but just want to see if this sounded interesting enough, you'd like me to carve out some time in my schedule to talk further. See what I've done? I've answered the question, I brought it back into another question, I've regained control, and I did not give a specific enough answer that he follows up with another question. Remember, I've got to keep my prospect curious if I want to move my prospect to the next stage, which is into the business presentation. Anyway, hope this training has been helpful. If you've liked this training, please copy the link at the top and email it out to your downline and other friends and let this training help them. Also, don't forget to visit our website, MLMFreeTools.com, to get some free training CDs on how to recruit prospects, telephone scripts, and other things like that that'll help you build your business. And in leaving, I'd like to share just a few of the thousands of testimonials that our training and automated business tools have helped other people achieve in their business. And I'd like to suggest that you visit our website and learn how maybe we can do the same for you too. Thanks for allowing me to share. This is Beatty Carmichael saying goodbye, and I'll see you at the top.
I would say that if I would not have a system, I would quit because I didn't know anybody and was frantically looking for some kind of way in a new area and didn't know anyone. I'm inundated right now with phone calls.
We just love it. We had 21 messages yesterday, and they're getting anywhere from 10 to 20 hits, more or less, a day.
It's been about 6 weeks, maybe. I've already had up to like 30 prospects, and I've already secured out of those 35 people that joined my team. Oh, man, it's been amazing compared to before I had this.
I took some advice from your last personal coaching call and started doing some online type work with networking groups, which has been fantastic. Great response to people going to the site. We've been doing this my partner and I, for about 3 months now, and it has really started taking off for us this month because we've really got a hold on the whole thing. But we're having a great ratio of people actually showing up for the appointments. I did 3 yesterday and signed up 2. But yeah, I'm having a pretty good conversion ratio now. It's been great. We really love the program. We really appreciate everything that's gone on here. I've done marketing for 20 years, and I wasn't getting it before I joined the program. If the business wasn't working, and normal marketing concepts that I was taught in college and that I put into effect for years don't work in MLM. And so I had to unlearn and relearn everything. So that's why, I really appreciate the program. It's been great.